The perfect workout doesn't exist, and believing that it does may be exactly what is holding you back. So, this is the question of the day. There is a perfect workout. Well, I believe that there is a perfect workout for each person separately. But the thing that is most important of all things in this is that you have to start somehow, no matter how this is going to be. You need to start training because what changes everything in your life is consistency. It's not what you are going to do one time perfectly. It's what you do every day. Even though it's imperfect or imperfect, you are doing it most of the days. The fact that you are doing it most of the days is the most important fact. Even if you have um, a bad day, or if you are injured in in a certain part of your body. For example, these days I am dealing with this. I have an injury in my hips. This situation that I have in my hips is that kind of injury that you have most of your life and that appears from time to time. It appears, in my case, sometimes once a year, two times a year, something like that. And it was gone for more than a year. And about 3 weeks ago, it appeared again. And in this situation, I already know what to do. I start to do hard kicks, to kick with much strong kicks, hard kicks. I stop them and I focus more in boxing and movement, running, cycling, doing other things that are not related to kicking. All right. And then after 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that, I'm able to kick again and I can start to do everything that I like to do again. So, the most important thing for me is not to stop, is keep doing it even though I am injured in that part of my body. So, the first insight that we have here to present to you is this: you need to start. Don't wait for the perfect condition to start, for the perfect timing, for the time that you have the sleep well, that you are feeling okay, that you are eating better. I have a huge problem with eating. I need to tell you this. I I love to snack. Snacking in some days I snack the entire day, but I go to my train anyway. Doesn't matter if I am snacking or not. I prefer to not to do it. Would be the ideal condition for me. For example, now I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to stop eating at 6 p.m. and start eating again at 7 p.m., 7 a.m. of the next day. So this would be a 13-hour fast. And I don't even consider this a fast. It's just something that I want to do to be more disciplined and in my eating and to have more to have to improve the health of my stomach. That's what I want to do and to train better. The trains that I do during the training that I do during the morning, that I go cycle or running, I do them fasting and I am okay with that, no problem. But the most important thing of this first insight is this: you have to start anyway. You have to do it. The characteristic that changes everything is consistency, and hesitation kills consistency. Now, the second insight: a perfect workout done once means nothing. An imperfect workout repeated hundreds of times changes everything. For example, in my situation, to run, I would like to run like fast, like those guys that run marathons or something like that, very fast, and they are very, most of the times they are thin. They are light. I am 93 or 92 kilograms of weight. So I'm not a good runner, but I do it anyway because I understand that's a good practice for me. Training is not about having the best day. It's about showing up on normal days. So for me to run, I run 6 kilometers, sometimes 3 times a week, other times 4 times a week. And what? It's a perfect training session when it comes to running for me. I don't want to be tired at the end of the session because the running train for me is a train to support my martial arts train. So I do not want to be tired at the end of this training, but I want to train it. So what I do is this: I try to keep my heart rate under 135, 140 beats per minute. I try to control that with with the watch, and by doing this, I am not feeling tired at the end of the training, and I'm going to get the support that I need for my martial arts training. But here is the important part: to do this, I need to drop the pace. I need to understand that I'm not going to run fast to keep this heart rate. So I need to be okay with that. I need to deal with that with clarity and with calmness and in a good way. So this is the second insight for you right now. Is this: you don't need to have a perfect train once. You need to do hundreds of trains every day. Let me check out with you guys right now here my Strava app. Right now, I have 121 weeks of training. You can see it here. 121 weeks of training. This is consistency. Were all of these trainings perfect? Of course not. Most of them, on the contrary, were quite imperfect. But I did them anyway. Like I said, sometimes with injury, and I'm not saying to you guys that you need to train if you are injured. You are going to train that muscle that is injured. It's not about that. You need to go around your injury and find a way to train anyway. Now, the third insight is this: a perfect workout It's a different thing in different phases of life. This is important. For example, when I was now I'm 47. When I was younger, when I was 20 years old, I was already training martial arts. I used to train very hard for long periods of time. Now I am not able to do the same kind of training that I used to do in the past. If I do them now, I will get hurt. I will injure myself. And that's not what I want. Other day I was discussing with ChatGPT about my workouts for my legs. And he asked me if I was crazy because the amount of workout that I was doing on my legs was too high. So, and I was feeling my hips. That's why I was talking to him about this. I was feeling my hips. I was feeling my hips were hurting. So, that's why I was talking to him. And what it told me that I was crazy to do that amount of workout. So, we put together a more balanced training, legs training for me during the week since I train every day. We established one day to go harder on legs and the other days to act different when it comes to training my legs. So this is the third insight. A perfect workout is a different thing in different phases of your life. And you need to accept that, especially if you are, like me, someone who has been training your entire life. So, the 3 points that we made here. First one, you need to show up every day. Consistency is what matters the most. If if you search for perfection, it will create inaction. So this is the first thing. Now the second insight: a perfect workout done once doesn't mean anything. An imperfect workout repeated hundreds of times is what changes everything in your life. So you need to do it every day, the whole year, the whole decade, your entire life. And the third insight is this: a perfect workout is something different in different stages of your life, in different phases of your life. And you need to accept that. And you need to deal with that. You know, it's like in investments. Things are going to happen. You want to invest a certain amount of money every day, but every month. But in many months, something happens that keeps you from investing the amount that you would like to invest. But the important thing is that you invest something anyway. You are going to deal with the frustration of not doing what you would like to do, but you are going to do something anyway. The same behavior that we need to have when it comes to our investments monthly, we need to have when it comes to our training daily. This is the most important things. So, my friends, thanks you all that are watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this subject, and I see you in the next video.